So as I was walking in here to film, Soap and Clay Kidlet number 2 stopped me and went, "Oh, Mom, you can't film in that. You just bathed the dog in those clothes." And now I'm feeling super insecure and weird, like maybe you can smell wet dog through the thing. So thank you, Soap and Clay Kidlet number 2, for throwing me off my game and psyching me out right before I had to film a video. I'm going to tell you about today's soap and all of the things in just a minute, but before I do that, hello, I'm Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, Sudzers? Welcome back to the channel. You are at Soap and Clay, where we bathe the dirty dogs with all of the soapy things that we make. And you are here for day 232 of 365 days of soap. And today is day 5 of 10 for 10 days of thanks and 5 of 12 for 12 days of Christmas. Now for the giveaway for 10 days of thanks, we are doing the entire T-Swizzle set. So the entire 8-bar box set. It's amazing. That will be dropped at noon Pacific Standard Time, so make sure you check your emails, make sure you subscribe to the newsletter, all of the things so you can get your very own, anthology of Taylor Swift from me for free as a thank you for existing in my soapy world. Yes, and so for day 5 of 12 days of Christmas, we are making a gingerbread soap today. Now this is one of the soaps that Georgia May designed for the holiday line, and it's delightful. It smells like gingerbread and it looks like an adorable gingerbread house. And she also played around with some soap carving at the end. So I definitely want you guys to check it out and let us know in the comments whether you like the door, the carving, or you like them plain. So let's go see what Georgia May came up with. All right, so the Gingerbread House. This is one of the bars that Georgia May designed. So kind of what we thought about for this year for the holiday line. She would design 4 bars, I would design 4, and then we would sort of design together the extra things, right? So your bath bombs and your bubble bars and all of the things. And this was one of her designs, and it's exciting actually doing this to see, because then when they're all done, you sort of get to look at them together and go, did we do a good theme? Like, do all 8 of the bars go together? Do 2 of hers go together better with 2 of mine? Then all a thing. So yes, the gingerbread. Now this is scented with a gingerbread blend, as you might expect. Thing about gingerbread though, and soap, because gingerbread itself, it's a lot like pumpkin. It has a lot of spicy notes, and any sort of like spicy apple stuff during the fall season. A lot of spicy notes, and so those can have a lot of spicy notes. Tend to have things like cinnamon, and that can be kind of irritating for the skin. And so you have to be careful with gingerbread. And so as a result, what we do is we actually do a blend. This particular one is ginger snaps from, I want to say, Nature's Garden, and gingerbread something other from Sierra Candles. And that's 25% of each of those into the total, and then 50% of a Tahitian vanilla, which really does make it smell like a delightful cookie with some nice, spicy gingerbread-esque notes to it as well. So that's awesome. Now, Georgia May did work this batter up to a pretty decent trace here. She's working with about a medium trace, and that's good because she wants to have it reasonably thick before she pours it into the mold, because she's going to be sculpting this into a gingerbread house, and we'll be using those little red and green things there on the right-hand side to look like gumdrops, which is awesome, right? Because it's a gingerbread house, and that's adorable. Now the kaolin clay is actually mixed into the scent blend with this, so there'll be some nice little sort of bumps of the kaolin to provide some cool texture to the gingerbread, so that's delightful. Let's go check that out. So on to the pour, and actually during this last, just the last 30 seconds of doing the voiceover, it started pouring rain outside. Like, it is torrential downpour right now. So if you hear that, that's, you know, that's why. But I actually have started using a microphone. Originally, I was going to do a microphone for the YouTube stuff, but the microphone that I wanted was, you know, Taylor Swift's microphone from the Reputation tour, the snake. And obviously I'm not going to get that, because that's not even the right kind of stuff that you use for this. But, you know, whatever. That's what I wanted. And so the kids made me this cool microphone that they completely bedazzled, and it was awesome. And so I use that now. It has a name, like a boom mic or something, but they bedazzled it, and that was fun. You can't see it. It's just like here, and it makes me smile because I'm looking at something that my kids made with, you know, they bedazzled it with rhinestones and they carved snakes around it. It's amazing. So yeah, you might not be able to hear the rain as a result, but I hear it and it's super weird. But yeah, so the pour, look, super easy. There's not much to that, is there? The biggest thing that you're going to do in all of this is you're going to wait for it to set up so it will be thick enough to sculpt. And this is her sculpting tool that she has decided on for the gingerbread house, and you know, it looks good. The consistency is good, and it worked out really well. I think ultimately she didn't want to remove anything from the batch though, any soap from the batch, and so I think her goal with all of this was to sculpt the top so it looks like an A-frame house, right, like a gingerbread house, but you know, do this and continue to just put more and more in the middle there. So if I were doing this, I wouldn't have bothered with the sculpting tool probably. I would have just taken the spatula and pulled it up from the sides to make like a sort of A-frame in the middle. But obviously that's just my way of soaping, and she does this and it's going to end up looking better than mine would have. So I mean, do her way, it's cooler for sure. But you know, for me with sculpting layers and doing all the things, it's such a tedious thing. I'm not the biggest fan of the sculpted layers, but she seems to dig them. She's always drawn to doing precisely this, so good on you, Georgia May. Now this scent blend, because it has so much vanilla, it will continue to darken the soap. And so what we're seeing now isn't what the soap will be in its finished form once it's gone through saponification and it's been cut and exposed to air. It will continue to darken up to a lovely, you know, gingerbread cookie color. So that's awesome, but it is a little light right here. Just knowing that we have a gingerbread in the line every year, and this is the same scent blend that we use most years, and so we know that that's, you know, going to do it. And so she put in her colorants, her mica, accordingly to make sure that she was going to get the desired color overall. And for the micas, I'm pretty sure she just used a cappuccino mica. I didn't see any copper tones in that, but copper tone. But I probably would have put in like a copper mica along with cappuccino, just because. And also because I have a ton of copper mica right now. I don't know what happened, how I have so much copper mica and running low on literally everything else. You should see my green mica collection right now. It's sad. I only have like 12, which maybe that's a lot, but for a soap maker, I mean, part of the fun with the soap making is the collections, right? And so it brings me great joy to have a big row of rainbow colored micas and pigments and oxides and ultramarines and all of the things in a beautiful row, and all of the different, you know, scents lined up with all of it. It makes me happy. And the scents are actually, they suck. They're actually, that's not fun. I don't recommend having more than like 20 scents a season. Like, you don't need it. You don't really need anything in your line as a staple. I mean, like maybe 6 things in your line as a staple. Like maybe. I could never get rid of Hello Gorgeous. I could never get rid of Tyler Durden because those are staples. I could never get rid of Black and Tan, also staple. Like, but for everything else, I can totally swap those out quarterly, and I think that's where I'm going to force myself to stay in 2021. Every year, at the end of the year, at this time, I go, oh my God, I have too many. How did I keep up with all of these different products? And I start January off going, yep, no, I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm only gonna do like 8 cents a month, and that's it. Once they're gone, they're gone. And that still gives me the ability to try all of the cool scent blends in the world, but not have to remember a bajillion different, you know, recipes and blends and pours and all the things. And so I say that every January, and then I forget, you know, 2 weeks into January, and instead of streamlining and making my life easier, I look around, you know, mid-March with, you know, 192 unique products that I have continued to make and have not, you know, made limited edition. But I like what we have done with the YouTube channel and all the soaps that we have made for the YouTube channel, with the exceptions of the staples that exist no matter what. It's limited edition. Get it while you can, because we're not making any more. And that's been the bulk of the channel, which has been wonderful. I love that, because I'm always getting to make a new soap, like literally every day, and we make, you know, lots of them. We make good sized batches so everybody has an opportunity to get them, but also not everybody has an opportunity to get them, because, you know, limited edition. So get it day of, otherwise they're gonna sell out. And we saw that with almost all of the soaps so far in these 232 days that we've been doing this. The soaps that we do as one-offs for the channel or for new themes or whatever, they go fast. So yes. Now these cute little gumdrop thingies are actually, I want to say they're like little blueberries, silicone molds that she used for this, and I think that's totally fine. We do have gumdrop thingies that molds that she could have used, but finding those molds is always a pain in the butt. Now she did do this out of melt and pour, and she is going to put this beautiful loaf of soap in the oven for C-pop, and then we're going to find out why that was not the best idea and what Georgia May did to fix it, because you know she did. Okay, and on to the pour or the cut, and yeah, see, that's what happens when you C-pop things with melt and pour. And you've seen me do it with pumpkin spice soaps. You've seen Melt and Pour do interesting but cool things inside, you know, in an embed in cold process soap, like with the Ursula bar. And, you know, then you see things, this thing that doesn't really work. And that kind of sucks. But Georgia May is a professional. Now, she was already planning on, with this soap, to put icing on the top of the house, on the roof, right? And so that's what the white Melt and Pour there is. And so she just went ahead and she made a couple more red gumdrops, because all the green ones reasonably survived. And so she did that and decided to put in some red gumdrops with the new, you know, the white frosting thing, yes, icing, and, you know, do the thing. But she is, of course, overthinking it, and the best way to do this without, you know, destroying the soap. And I get it, it's nerve-wracking, and okay, it's a good idea. See what happens when you do that. Cool. And then it oozes out. So yeah, okay. But you know, when you put gumdrops on a gingerbread house, you're always putting them in the frosting anyway, in the icing, right? And so that's actually an accurate look. So I can get behind that 100%, like for sure. And now she's realizing that and going, okay, well, we can just drizzle the whole thing and see what we get here to make it look like the icing is actually underneath all of the gumdrops. I bet she realized that at the exact same moment that, you know, I did. Like, that's how it's supposed to look anyway. And so, yeah, she's just going to do a little minor soap repair, which is easy peasy and something you can always do, which is awesome. Your soap is almost never ruined. Like, I've seen people post pictures of like a beautiful soap with, you know, this lovely, you know, pinky color and like rose petals on top, and there's a little bit of soda ash, and they're like, oh my god, did I just make laundry soap? No, you didn't. Your soap is gorgeous. Soda ash is not a big deal. keep doing your thing. Or, you know, do some soap surgery because it ends up looking cool too. Now, she's got the new toppers on this guy. She's still not sure. She doesn't know, but she's gonna go cut it and see what it ends up looking like, you know, when it's cut. But I think it's going to look super cool because I love the drizzle going down the sides. It reminds me a lot of the orange creamsicle soap that she dipped into a melt and pour. Remember that? Those were cool. They looked awesome. And I'm sure each of these bars are going to look absolutely stunning as a result. And, you know, true to fashion, Georgia May pulls from the middle. I pull from the sides. And that one needs to be sealed on a little bit more, but that's easy enough to do with a little bit more melt and pour and you're good to go. But that is a cute bar of soap. Just take it off. Yeah, there you go. Good job. You can fix it. Put more soap on it. It'll all be good. And yeah, so those were very cute bars of soap. And the scent on these guys is really good. That gingerbread blend with the vanilla definitely shines through. It smells like a very delicious cookie. Like a gingerbread house, and that's awesome. This is weirdly making me want to make gingerbread houses with the girls. And I get into that every year. Like, I think it's a good idea to do the gingerbread house thing, and then we start doing it, and I go, this is a bad idea. This is bad. It's going to be messy. It's going to be crazy. Nobody's going to eat any of this stuff because who actually eats a gingerbread house? And, you know, mess. And so then it's a little bit stressful, but you know, they have fun. So I guess that's all that matters, ultimately, is that they have fun. But this thing is so cute. You know, you'll have to fix it there, too. It's okay. You can do the thing. And these soaps are really super cute, so they're absolutely making me want to make a gingerbread house with the girls. So maybe I will get, you know, I don't know. Maybe over Thanksgiving we'll actually do that. Not that we get much of a break, so we'll see. See, that is a cute bar of soap for sure. Now, Georgia May had talked about doing for her gingerbread house design, maybe carving something in to the front of the bars, like doors or a window or something like that. And so I think I left it in. She carved a door into one of them to kind of let it sit and simmer and see if she liked it. And I think I left that in, so you can tell me in the comments whether or not you like them with doors or without, because the cool thing about carving soaps is that you can do them at any point. They don't have to be you know, fresh to carve a soap. They can be very, very cured and very, very firm bars. And these ones already, just by nature of the oil blend that goes into them, already reasonably firm bars. And you can see the carving of them, you know, right now, and really how easy it is to do the thing. And yeah, you know, you guys let me know what you think. This is like a rough draft thing of what they could potentially look like essentially, but you know, maybe a door plus a little window or something on the sides, and whatever. You let me know which one you like better, just the solid version or the one with, you know, some door carvings and that whole thing, and we can do it either way for all of the gift sets, really. But I think they look cute either way, and I really can't decide because Georgia May's great at all the things, and I can never decide when she gives me options. I think I already have an opinion on this one. I am pretty sure that I like the one without the door way more than the one with, but you let us know which one you guys like better in the comments, and that would be awesome. If you're interested in purchasing the gingerbread soap, you can do that. It will be on the website on Small Business Saturday, so mark your calendars. Big sale going on that day, so come back and do the things at soapandclay.com. If you're interested in seeing what else we have in store for 10 days of thanks and 12 days of Christmas, and you know, the rest of the 365 day of soap project, just in general, you could subscribe. That would be awesome. I actually love it when I get new subscribers. It makes me very, very happy. I do literal happy dances, and that would be cool. If you are one of my existing sudsers and you have subscribed, thank you for making me do all the happy dances, because that's cool. And yeah, I appreciate you as always. And thank you for joining me for another round of 365 days of soap. I am out of here because apparently I have to go bathe because it's gross that I washed a dog and then filmed. I'm not getting over that. And I will see you guys all again tomorrow. Bye.